Finnovation. Right here, I've got my Oculus Quest 2, and the obvious question is...
what's all that extra stuff on your Quest?
This is my Finnovation Deluxe Audio Strap 2000. In this video, I'm going to be giving you some tips to build the ultimate VR gaming experience for not too much money and for any headset, not just the Quest 2. Let's get right into it. So basically in this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can make your VR experience just a little bit fancier. Alright, so at the first part of this video, I'm going to be going over some really basic tips. So first off, to start off, if you haven't heard already, if you use a fan while playing in virtual reality, it can really remove motion sickness. And I'm not really sure why this happens, but it can keep you cool and remove motion sickness. The next tip I'm going to be going over is using a rug. This is another really basic tip that I'm sure you've heard of, or maybe you haven't, but I 100% recommend it. When I first bought this little white rug right here, it completely changed the way I used VR. Now I never have to worry about hitting something because I know when I'm in that area, I don't have to worry about hitting my controller on a wall or a countertop or anything. So a rug is definitely something you should get. And of course, if your play space is bigger, you can get a big rug. Smaller, you can get a small rug. Alright, the next thing I'm going to be going over are some things to make your VR headset last a little bit longer. The first thing is a lens cover. And you can either use a microfiber cloth or a lens cover, and this is because virtual reality headsets, if they're in the sun, it can actually burn up the lenses. So I always put a lens cover on my VR headset when I'm not using it. The next thing is if you do use PC VR or the link cable, you can actually take the cable and wrap it around back. And now my Quest looks a little bit crazy right now, and I'll show you that later in the video. So stick around. But you can actually wrap that cable around and loop it through a little back section in almost every headset. So almost all headsets have a little thing where you can put it in the back if they don't come with a clip. And this is another thing so you never are hitting your arms against those cables since it's always on the back of your head. Speaking of computer VR, I would 100% recommend, if you are using computer VR, buying games from Steam because they are really universal. So even if you've got an Oculus headset right now, but eventually you think you might want to upgrade, and eventually, you might not have an Oculus or a Windows mixed reality, then you should probably buy from Steam because Steam is really universal, and once you get a new headset, you don't have to rebuy all your old games. I made this mistake when I was first using the link cable. So basically, just use Steam VR if you're buying PC VR games. Another thing that can really help to make your headset last longer is putting some silicone grip covers over your controllers. I don't have them right now, but I may get them in the future. And this is so that if you do accidentally whack something, your controller stays safe and you don't get a cracked tracking ring, because nobody wants that. Now, with controllers, you might see here, I've got some controller grips on. And personally, I found the Quest 2 controllers not that comfortable when I was playing Beat Saber for long periods of time. So I got these AMVR controller grips. They're super comfortable. It provides a really nice feeling for if you're playing like a game where you gotta throw things like Boneworks or anything like that. But it's so that you can throw your controllers and they'll stay in your hand because it's got like this knuckle wrap, kind of like the Valve Index Knuckles controllers. So really handy, and they feel a lot better in my opinion. Now, I did say earlier that I'd show you why my Quest 2 looks like this crazy thing, and I'm going to show you that right now. So how it all started was I first put on my Oculus Quest 2, and I said, wow, this is an amazing VR headset, but what first came to mind was it's super front heavy, and it gave me kind of bad VR marks. So the default strap here, as you can see, it's not much of a support. It's a great headset, don't get me wrong, but if you got a Quest 1 or 2, I'd 100% recommend getting a new strap like I did here. So I got this Halo strap for the Oculus Quest 2, and at first, I actually thought I was going to return it. I'm not even going to lie. And I didn't realize how adjustable it is. So if you do get the Halo strap like the one I did here, all the parts on here can move. They can go back and forth, up and down, swivel like this. It's super duper adjustable. Now, the next thing I did was add these headphones, and I'll show you how I did that right now. Alright, now everyone's headphones are different, so I do want to say that as a little bit of a disclaimer, I guess. But for me, all I had to do was take out 2 screws right here, and then this piece right here popped off, and all I had to do was do a little bit of sliding and stuff and figuring out to get the actual speaker to pop out. Alright, so now here's how we're going to add our headphones. So as you can see, we got this side done, and that looks pretty good. Of course, we're gonna cover the wire up later. So how I did that was I got some wire, and since I took off the piece on top, I can actually slide a wire all the way through, and then I can basically just bend it around until it's in the place that I wanted. So I did have to try this a few times to get it like right over my ear so that I didn't feel the headphone, but at the same time it was close enough to my ear that I could hear the sound coming out. So once again, what I do, I just slide a wire through, and once that's through, like I said, just bend it around and adjust it until you like it. Alright, so as you guys can see, the headphones are now on, and I did a little bit of cleaning up on the wires. So I kind of wrap them around back and have them go over the front, and then they come down and do a little loop around right here. But these wires on top and on the sides, I think that's what really right now doesn't look good, because everything else I think looks pretty clean except for this section right here. So all I'm going to do is we got this wire, did a slit in the back, so I'm just going to slide this in right now. And there we go. That is looking pretty great in my opinion. So as you can see, I added some right here, and of course on the top. And now it looks, I think, really professional and not quite as much of a wired mess. So of course these headphones still do have a little bit of like wire showing right here, but I'm not too worried about that because while I'm in VR I can't see it. So now when I put it on, it's pretty great. So I can still tighten the strap without the wires interfering, and if you're doing this, it's going to take probably like 2 hours-ish, but I think for the perfect customized experience, I'd recommend it. Alright, now this video is over, but I've got 2 bonus tips. So first off, another thing to keep your headset lasting a little bit longer is when you're putting on your strap, if you do have one like this that goes in and out, what I'd 100% recommend doing is fold it up, put it on, and go out. I would not recommend just kind of trying to like nudge your head in there because these straps can break. Now, my second bonus tip is if you do have a friend and you're showing them VR, I would not recommend putting them in a roller coaster simulator. Try putting them in a game where they can see the hands and the controllers and it's not crazy intense, because you don't want your friend thinking VR will just get them motion sick every time.
Fun.
Well, our ultimate VR gaming experience is now complete.
I really like the stickers, especially the one in the back.
Thank you.
And you know those headphones are sure snazzy.
That actually reminds me of a joke.
Oh no.
So I heard that they're actually going to make sneaker laces out of headphone cords.
Why in the world would they make sneaker laces out of headphone cords?
Because it seems like headphone cords are always getting tied. So you wouldn't even need to worry about tying or knotting your shoelaces. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe down below. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.